Hey, welcome back to Jazz Time. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, and trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so you can easily choose the best watch for yourself in the comfort of your own home. We offer the lowest prices anywhere online, and if you'd like to know the price, simply click on the links in the description below. Greatly appreciate if you purchase your next watch from us at JazzTime.com. Today we'll be going over an Omega Seamaster Planet Ocean 600 meter coaxial master chronometer GMT in 45.5 millimeters in diameter. It's also nicknamed the Big Blue. As you can see, it's big and it's blue, officially nicknamed by Omega themselves. This is made entirely on a ceramic body, case, and even clasp, well, with some titanium inserts, with a rubber strap. This is a reference number 215.92.46.22.03.001, but it's just better to say Big Blue because it is exactly that, as I said earlier. We'll be going over the case, the dial, the bezel, the crown functions, as well as the movement and the strap, and I'll be giving you my thoughts on the wearing experience as well, and my thoughts throughout the video. Alright, so as stated earlier, this is 45.5 millimeters from finger to thumb. It spans over 50 millimeters in the lug-to-lug department, so it does wear quite large on the wrist. But as you'll know, this is entirely made of ceramic, so extremely difficult to scratch. Very nice if you can find this on the used market, because again, very difficult to scratch. You're going to have to actually try to scratch this. Satin brush finishing along the side of the case here. High polish along the first bevel, as well as alternating back to that satin brush finishing just on that tiny bit of the front of the case. Alright, and speaking of the front of the case, we also have this equally blue ceramic bezel, unidirectional winding. It doesn't wind the other way, so this works as the diving style bezel, only rotating in one direction. You line up the diving pearl, a liquid metal pearl. All right, line it up with the minute hand, and there you go, 60-minute timer. Or if you're good enough, you can actually line it up with their second hand 1-minute timer. Nice and easy. All right, so again, this is unidirectional, does not rotate the other way around, so you get the GMT function from the GMT hand inside the dial there. Again, this bezel is also ceramic. The knurling very deep. Actually, it doesn't look very deep, but it's quite easy to grip, extremely easy to rotate. It has an orange rubber insert there, with the rest of it being ceramic, and the liquid metal gray sort of coloring of those numbers gives it a very subtle look, very nice, elegant appearance. And looking in closer at the dial here, we also have almost on the rehaul, the inner bezel sort of exterior dial. We have also an orange sort of periphery for that GMT hand, which points all the way to the very end. So if you ever need to use this GMT hand for a second time zone, there you go. It's 8 o'clock in the morning, wherever this happens to be. All right, and you also have the orange counters for the Arabic numerals, the 12, 6, and 9 only. The 3 being taken up by the date aperture. A blue background with that, with a white matching font. That sort of brings all of this together. Fits in nicely with the index hour marks and the hour and minute hands with the seconds hand as well. All applied index markers with 18 karat white gold and super luminova for ease of reading in the dark. Let's turn out the lights and you can see that. All right, so all of it is blue except the minute hand and the diving pearl, which is what makes this the 600 meters, sort of the Planet Ocean style watch, where you can just simply line up the two green parts together, and you'll be able to gauge your diving in that aspect quite easally. Okay, and it's also very nice to have that second hand also loomed so you can read, and you can tell where you are within your own minute as well. All right, turning the lights back on. Okay, we can also discuss the functions here. All right, simply unwind the crown at the 3 o'clock position. Let me get the bezel nice and centered there. All right, unwind the crown at the 3 o'clock position. First position allows you to wind the watch. All right, 20 to 30 full winds is all you really need to get to a full wind. Once you start feeling that damping, that resistance starting to build up in the crown, you can then stop because you've reached the power reserve. All right, now let me move this minute hand out of the way. This is actually the better way to set this. You pull the crown out to all the way to the very end, so you can then actually set the GMT hand. This is the only way to actually set it without, you know, having to wait for it to reach the point that you want it to. Now, let's say it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, wherever you happen to be. All right. So you set your minute hand precisely to that position. Also note that you also have the hacking seconds feature while you're moving the minute hand around. So that allows you to then place the minute hand precisely depending on where your time zone is. So you set your GMT hand, then you set your minute hand, press the crown in, then pull it out to the second position. This allows you to move the GMT hand, very important, and therefore by extension also change the date. Not the fastest way to set the date, but you can do so without messing with the seconds hand or, you know, the rest of the watch's function. All right, and you can do so forward or backward, whichever way you happen to be traveling in the air. So now here I also have 10 a.m. local time, 10 a.m. and also my second time zone, 2 p.m. All right, so there you go. You have 2 separate time zones working together on this GMT dial. And if I need to go diving, well, I've got that diving scale with all the diving equipment that I need right here on the bezel. All right. Now, what makes all of this possible, it is the in-house made caliber movement. Let me see here, it is the 8906. It's the self-winding movement with the coaxial escapement. It also is certified by Metas, meaning that it's completely magnetic resistant. It has been tested for over 2 weeks in a lab to make sure that it functions properly. All right, it has the free sprung balance with the silicone balance spring, 2 barrels mounted in series to all give you the 60-hour power reserve of this watch. So quite impressive for all of this function for such a long time. All right, 60 hours, that's basically, you can set this down on a Friday evening, pick it back up on a Monday morning, ready to conduct business. And you may need to wind the watch. Maybe you'll need to pick it up on Sunday night, Sunday evening, just to give it a little wind, but you'll be just fine. All right, and also note that we also have a very nice finish here on the back of this movement here, the Genève waves in arabesque. And also let me note that this big blue also comes with this sort of, what is it called? The Naiad lock system. What that is so that whenever you need to get this serviced, you can simply just slot it right in and rotate it and tighten it, and it will always appear right side up. You'll always have big blue at the top. You'll have the Naiad lock at the left side, the 9 o'clock of the back, as well as the Planet Ocean at the 6. All right, with the details on the 3, 600 meters or 2,000 foot water resistance. All right. Also note you have the helium escape valve at the 10 o'clock position. All right, so if you ever need that for, if you're a deep diver and you need it, you know exactly what it's for. It's there if you need it. If you don't, well, good conversation piece for any day. All right, now onto the wearing, the sort of framing here. We have the rubber strap with a rubber textile sort of woven fabric look. All right, this is certainly diveable 100% because it is rubber, alternating orange and blue. All right, so you got sort of that complementary color scheme going on here, very high contrast, very attractive as well as complementary color schemes go. You have a ceramic coated titanium buckle system, double button deployment, so there's no way to accidentally bust this open. You're going to have to actually press in both sides in order to deploy it. It's also what's called a minderless system, so you don't need the little loops on this side of the strap, the 12 o'clock side of the strap, because the inside is where the excess goes. So as you can see here, any excess strap stays on the inside of the strap. So on the outside, you have a completely cohesive, nice, clean presentation. And while we're here, I can actually try it on the wrist and give you my thoughts as to how it wears. All right, this is sized a little bit larger for me because, I'm a 7-inch wrist. I didn't feel like tightening this, entirely, but you can actually still see it. again, this is a very big watch. It's called the Big Blue for a reason. Now on my wrist, I don't know that I can wear it nicely, although it does have an excellent presentation on any wrist, even a wrist smaller than mine. It certainly has that wrist presence in terms of size. The color scheme, very easy to read. Orange and blue, again, the complementary color scheme makes this very easy to read. Very, very nice presentation overall. You got the brightness shining forth from the dark blue depths of the ocean from which this has been inspired. Now looking at the sort of profile of this case here, it's a chunker. You're not going to slide this under a suit cup very easily. You're going to have to, you know, use a jacket for this sort of watch. And also with the way that the case back sort of rises up off of the wrist, you get plenty of venting under these lugs, even though they're not really form-fitting all that much. I'll have to really pull the strap down to get that to fit, and you know, at this point it's almost a tourniquet, so you'll probably not wear it as tightly as this. All right, so now again, good venting under these lugs here, very good for breathability of the wrist, because you do have a rubber strap here. The only other breathing portions here would be these little notches, and if you have this set to the smallest size, you have a smaller wrist than I do, well, good luck, you're not going to have that much breathing room. But you know, you can always just slide this up and down your wrist as needed. Okay, so when it comes to the comfort, extremely light. Again, this is a ceramic case. It doesn't get much lighter than this. Maybe titanium, but even then, titanium can scratch, ceramic doesn't. Well, it does, but you're going to have to try really hard. You're going to actually have to intentionally take a blade to this to actually scratch it, because that's just the nature of ceramic. All right, so how can you go wrong with this? Honestly, don't know how you can. All right, anyway, this is the Omega Big Blue, all right, on a rubber strap. And you know, be sure to like this video. Let us know what you think down in the comments down below, and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, hit that bell notification so you can be notified when we go live with another video like this one. As always, if you'd like to purchase this watch or any other watch, visit our website, jazztime.com. Links in the description below. We'll see you in the next one.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model, and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.